In my previous video, I taught you about the origin of United Nations, why it was created and by whom it was created. And now I am going to teach you about the Constitution of United Nations, which is called UN Charter. So let's learn about this. The UN Charter was framed in October 1944. This is a very important short question. It was framed in October 1944 by Dumbarton Oaks Conference, which is called Washington DC Conference also. This is the year and this is the month. UN Charter was framed in October 1944 by Dumbarton Oaks Conference. The preamble consists of 19 chapters and 111 articles. The preamble of UN Charter consists of 19 chapters and 111 articles. It also speaks widely about the aims, purposes, and the principles of the UN. The preamble speaks widely about the aims, the purposes, and the principles of UN. Let's learn about the aims, principles, and purposes of UN. Aims of United Nations. There are 4 aims, main aims of United Nations. What are they? To safeguard peace and security in order to save succeeding generations from the scourge of war. It is the aim of United Nations to safeguard peace and security in nations, in member states, in order to save the succeeding generation from the situation of war. To make sure that the succeeding generations will be untouched from the sorrow of war, from the harm of war. This is the first aim of United Nations. Second aim is to reaffirm faith in fundamental human rights. It is the duty, the aim of United Nations to safeguard fundamental human rights. Okay, to reaffirm faith in fundamental human rights. Third is to uphold the respect for international law. As a global state, a global member, every state should respect international law. And the aim of United Nations is to uphold respect for international law as a global organization. Fourth aim is to promote social progress and better standard of life. It is the aim of United Nations to promote social progress in the societies of nations, member states, and to increase the standard of life of the common people of member states. So the aim of United Nations is over. Now, purposes of United Nations. What are the purposes of United Nations? The purposes of United Nations are mentioned under the Article 1 of UN Charter. This is also a short question. You can take a screenshot. Okay. What are the purposes of United Nations? To maintain international peace and security and to take adequate steps to avoid wars. So, it is the purpose of United Nations to maintain international peace and security and to take steps to avoid wars, to avoid fight, to avoid aggression among any state, any states. Okay, this is the first purpose of United Nations. Second purpose is to develop friendly relations among nations on the basis of equality. In United Nations, every member state is equal. No discrimination is there. So it is the purpose of United Nations to develop friendly relations, friendly trade relations, friendly mostly trade relation, business relation among the nations on the basis of equality. Third purpose is to achieve international cooperation in solving international problems of economic, cultural, social, or humanitarian character. So, the third purpose of United Nations is to achieve international cooperation for solving international problems of economic, cultural, social, or humanitarian character. There are economic problems, there are cultural problems, there are social problems, there are humanitarian problems. To solve those problems, United Nations have to achieve international cooperation. That is the purpose of United Nations. Fourth purpose is to be a center for harmonizing the actions of nations in the attainment of these common ends. To be a center for harmonizing the actions of nations for the attainment of economic, cultural, social, and humanitarian progress. So the purpose of UN is over. Then the principles of UN. By which principles UN works? The principles of UN are mentioned under Article 2. The purposes of UN are mentioned in Article 1 and the principles of UN are mentioned in Article 2 of United Nations Charter. Okay. First principle is all member states are equal. All member states are equal in UN. Second is the member states shall fulfill their obligation to the UN honestly. Every member state shall fulfill their obligation to UN honestly because it is a global platform and every member should respect and to be obliged to United Nations. Third principle is the member states shall settle their international disputes by peaceful means. No aggression should be there. If any dispute is there, all the member states should settle their disputes by peaceful means, like peaceful discussion, peaceful dialogues. This is the principle of United Nations. Then the member states shall give to UN every assistance in action it takes in accordance with UN Charter. If any state takes any action in accordance with United Charter, then it should give assistance to United Nations. It is important principle of United Nations. Then the states which are not members of United Nations should also act in accordance with these principles for the maintenance of international peace and security. Not only the member states but also the other states should respect the principles of United Nations and should act in accordance with those principles. Then no member state shall interfere in the internal affairs of any other state. So no member state should interfere in any internal affairs of any other state. This is the last principle of United Nations. And it is also a principle of Panchashil. If you have not watched that video, go and watch. The thumbnail is Panchashil Rock. Okay. The principles are over. Then the structure of UN. There are 6 principal organs of United Nations. There are 6 principal organs of United Nations. Very important question. What are those principal organs? First is General Assembly. Second is Security Council. Third is Economic and Social Council. Fourth is Trusteeship Council. Fifth is International Court of Justice. And sixth is Secretariat. These are six principal organs of United Nations. By these six principal organs makes United Nations fulfilled. Okay, in my next video I will teach you about General Assembly, how it is constructed and what is its aim, purpose and so on, functions, powers of General Assembly and etc etc. Okay, if you are well understood, then like, share the video among your friends, and don't forget to watch Panchasheel video. It is very important for you, and subscribe the channel. Thank you for watching the video.